Alright, well, I just had music playing at work, so I'm just going to go ahead and kind of walk everybody through this on rebuilding this differential. So anyways, yeah, let's get started. Obviously, go ahead and remove these. I think those are 16s. They're different lengths, obviously, but you're going to have to just remember which way you took them out. It's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, so just go ahead and zip those out and rip the case apart. So I don't think there's anything special here just to pull the case apart. I think I just kind of stuck together, so just go ahead and grab a screwdriver, pry bar, whatever you want, and just pop them apart. There's no clips or anything. Now you can see I'm over here messing with the big O-ring. So if you order all the gaskets that you can get from VW for this thing, that's where that big O-ring they give you goes. So don't forget that. So I go ahead and I'm scribing the case, and what I should have done right off the bat was mark my socket also. But so what I had to did is I broke it loose and it actually went around one turn. So luckily I caught that, and then so I counted the turn. So that makes it one turn, and then go ahead and so you have a mark on the tail. For some reason this thing stopped recording. Let me just. Okay, so go ahead and sorry for that. Go ahead and make sure you count how many turns you're taking it off. So you can see the mark on my socket spinning around. I got it to a point where I could spin it with my hand to kind of make it easier to see how many turns I was taking it off. But as you can see, there is my massive muscles, and so don't be let down if you can't take it off like me. You could also put it in a vise and use a breaker bar if you really want to make sure how many times how many spins. So this, I believe, ended up being about 6 turns. So I wrote that down on the bench. I think it was like 6 1/4. So I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget it. Now you're gonna need to grab you just need a little basic three arm puller tool to remove your tail shaft, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, your output flange. Comes off pretty easy actually. So yeah, just go ahead and get one of those from Harbor Freight for $20 or whatever, and just pull your thingy doo doo shafter thing out. So grab a 13 and go ahead and remove this flange. I don't even know why. I think the only reason I removed this flange, oh right, because I'm resealing all this. Duh. Yeah, so once you remove it, it makes it about 10 times easier to replace that. Well, it's pretty easy to do no matter what. These flange seals. So go ahead and pull that off so you can reseal that one. I don't think I was able to get a gasket for this one, so I'm pretty sure I used sealant. So next here I just went ahead and popped this other seal, this drive seal out, because I'm just going to replace it. So, I mean, it's pretty basic. I think I'd just go grab a tool from our tool room. I borrow one and drive the new one in. But you don't need one, but it really helps. You can buy another cheap installer tool from Harbor Freight if you want. And so yeah, you just go ahead and beat her off with the hammer. So yeah, then I went and got this tool. But you can go, I think it has a little lip inside, so you don't have to worry about the depth. It just stops and stops where it stops. But you could insert installer tool from Harbor Freight for pretty much nothing. So go ahead and this is where I laid down the bead. You can't get that other gas sandwich between there. It's not available, at least not through Volkswagen. I didn't really do much didn't do much research on this, so yeah, I just went ahead and laid down a bead from some stuff that I had left over from a job I just did, and super tiny bead, 1 mil. That's it. You don't really need much. Don't go crazy. Nothing special here, really. Just go ahead and throw it back together, seal it up, and yeah, just put the long bolts in the long holes. I mean, you can see where the long holes are, the deeper holes, and then just go ahead and tighten it. I just gave it one good dugga with my impact gun, but if you want to torque it down, I don't know the torque spec. It's probably, I'm gonna guess, around 30 newton meters, 40 newton meters. And for this one, you also cannot get a gasket, so I went ahead and this doesn't have that weird metal gasket there, so I just went ahead and laid a bead down. It's about 1 mil thick, so about the size of, I don't know, a headphone cable from your, one earpiece on your headphone thing. And once again, I just bolt these down and give them a nice ooga dooga. Nothing crazy on them. They're pretty small bolts, 13 mil heads. And then go ahead and throw your flange back on, and then just tighten it down to, well, how many turns you had. So I had 6. I think I had to, yeah, okay. So yeah, I had to hammer this on a little bit, obviously, to get down to the threads to be able to put the nut on. So, I mean, you can see the tiny hammer that I'm using, the ball peen, which is plenty to get that thing seated far enough to get the bolt back on there, and then you can go ahead and put your turns back on that you pulled off. But I got 6. I put about 6 1/4 back on, 6 1/4 turn. And yeah, I just went ahead and used my impact gun. I counted the line as it came around. I gave it, the ooga doogas. And that pretty much wraps up this video. Thanks for checking it out. And I hope it helps anybody out there that may decide they want to reseal theirs instead of buying a new one for thousands of dollars or a used one and then that leaking and so on and so forth. Alright. Peace out, everybody.